they clearly have to be synergetic. I mean, in the sense that the reason I said what I did was that it was quite clear that the lockdown was going to have a very negative effect on growth. I mean, after all, the red zones count for almost half the GDP. And the lockdown was virtually complete in the red zones. So for the first 2 months, production in the red zone would have collapsed. It did collapse. The government has not actually given an estimate of what will be the negative effect on GDP, although I think the governor of the Reserve Bank has said that GDP growth will be negative. I mean, he's right. In my view, we should be expecting maybe 5% decline in GDP this year compared to the previous year. Now, having said that, it's not going to be a 5% decline evenly for everybody. I mean, the negative impact is going to be concentrated in certain sectors and certain states. And especially as far as groups of people are concerned, the poor, those who are employed in the informal sector, even those who are contractual employees in the so-called formal sector, they experience a huge job loss, because if companies are experiencing a big decline in production, they obviously lay off labor, especially contract labor, which is not technically their own employees. So the problem really is that you have a massive negative effect on the income of the poor. And actually that's what you're seeing in these huge migrations that are taking place. People going back from urban areas, back to the rural areas. Now, to my mind, I mean, that is a human tragedy. And definitely we should be doing more to provide a basic income support for this group. But at the same time, we do have to make the economy recover, because if the economy remains totally depressed, then the problem will spread beyond the poor and even affect the middle classes or the higher income groups and so on. Now, of course, higher income groups also lose income, but that doesn't affect their everyday welfare. I mean, their food and essentials, etc. They have a lot of margin. I'm talking about the bottom 30–40% of the population, which doesn't actually have a margin. And they're the ones that are most hit. And I think that we need to do more for them, for sure.